Chapter 9. The Crimson Daggers and an Unlikely Alliance. The stolen Council shuttle, now christened the Truth Seeker by Alara, cut silently through the void, heading towards the next Veritas fragment on the Libertonian map. The target was a heavily guarded alien trade hub known as Khater, a notorious den of corporate espionage and cutthroat deals. Unlike the chaos of Xylos Prime, Khater operated with a ruthless efficiency, making stealth and infiltration paramount. According to the Libertonian map, Alara explained, projecting a detailed schematic of Khater onto the shuttle's main view screen, this fragment is located within the private vault of the Khater Corporation, one of the most powerful and secretive corporate entities in the sector. Their security is legendary, even for the Council. Legendary security usually means a big, fat, juicy secret, Rex grunted, his eyes scanning the schematic. He preferred direct confrontation, but Khater was too organized, too cold for a frontal assault. This required finesse, and that wasn't exactly in his usual playbook. Any weaknesses, Alara? Any backdoors? Their primary weakness is their own greed, Alara replied, a faint smile playing on her lips. The Khater Corporation deals in information, secrets, and rare artifacts. They are constantly looking for an edge, a way to gain an advantage over their rivals, and they are fiercely independent, resenting any Council interference. So, we offer them something they want, Rex mused, understanding her implication. Something they can't get anywhere else, like, say, classified Council data. Alara nodded. Exactly. We have the data from Xylos Prime, the information Rex managed to siphon during the chaos. It's not a Veritas fragment, but it's enough to pique their interest and get us inside their inner sanctum. The plan was a risky gamble. Use the very data they had inadvertently corrupted from the Council archives as a bargaining chip. It was audacious, but it just might work. They arrived at Khater. The station was a colossal, self-contained city in space, bristling with communication arrays and automated defense systems. Its atmosphere was thick with the hum of commerce and the cold efficiency of corporate rule. Rex, wearing a disguise of a disgruntled, wealthy independent merchant, and Alara, posing as his sharp, silent data specialist, managed to secure a meeting with a mid-level Khater executive known as Xylar, a multi-limbed, serpentine alien known for his cunning and ruthlessness. They presented their offer in a heavily secured meeting room, the stolen Council data projected on a small, encrypted terminal. This is audacious, Xylar hissed, his multiple eyes narrowing as he reviewed the data. Information regarding Council internal operations, their weaknesses, even their covert intelligence network. Where did you acquire this? Let's just say we have unique sources, Rex replied, his voice carefully modulated to sound bored yet confident. We're not affiliated with any government or corporation. We're free agents, and we deal in opportunities. This data offers you unparalleled leverage against your rivals and potential future Council regulations. Xylar's limbs twitched, a sign of his calculating mind at work. And what do you desire in return for such valuable information? We're looking for a specific artifact, Alara interjected, her voice smooth and professional. A unique data crystal, rumored to be in your private collection. It's ancient, obscure, and its value is purely academic to you. Xylar's eyes darted to Alara, a flicker of suspicion in them. We possess countless artifacts. Describe it. Alara brought up a schematic of the Veritas fragment. It resonates with a unique energy signature, an ancient harmonic frequency. It appears as a crystalline structure, roughly this size. Xylar's eyes widened almost imperceptibly. He knew exactly what they were talking about. The Veritas fragment was not just academic to him. He likely knew its potential, or at least its true value. Such an item is not for sale, Xylar hissed, his tone hardening. It is a highly prized possession. Not for sale, but perhaps for trade, Rex countered, leaning forward. We're not asking for it. We're offering a mutually beneficial exchange. This Council data, it's a living thing. It constantly updates, evolves. We can provide you with a continuous feed of this type of information, a stream of intelligence that would make Khater untouchable, all for a single, seemingly insignificant crystal. Xylar was silent for a long moment, his multiple eyes assessing them, calculating the risks and rewards. The lure of endless proprietary Council intelligence was a powerful one. Very well, Xylar finally conceded, his voice a low hiss. You will be granted temporary access to the vault. under strict supervision of course. Retrieve your artifact, and in return, the data feed will commence immediately upon your departure. It was a deal, a risky one, but a deal nonetheless. They were escorted by 2 hulking cut-hair security droids to a heavily reinforced vault deep within the corporate complex. The vault was a marvel of layered security, laser grids, sonic dampeners, and biometric scanners at every turn. Rex felt a familiar tension, but he also sensed an opportunity. Inside the vault, thousands of artifacts glittered under soft lights, ranging from ancient alien weaponry to priceless historical documents. It was a treasure trove. "The fragment is here," Alara whispered, activating her small Libertonian scanner. It pulsed faintly, guiding them through the maze of artifacts. They found it in a secure, climate-controlled display case, a shimmering, multifaceted crystal, radiating the familiar Libertonian energy. As Alara reached for it, the 2 cut-hair droids stood motionless, their optical sensors fixed on them. Xylar's terms were clear: supervision. Alara carefully retrieved the fragment. As its energy hummed in her hand, she discreetly activated a tiny, barely visible device hidden in her palm. It was a data siphon, designed to copy information from the Cut-Hair Corporation's network. While Xylar was distracted by the Council data, Alara was stealing their secrets. Suddenly, alarms blared through the vault. Not the Cut-Hair Corporation's alarms, but a distinct synthesized voice blared from a hidden speaker. "Intruder alert. Shadowkeepers detected. Vault breach." Rex and Alara exchanged shocked glances. "How did they find us?" Alara exclaimed. Before they could react, the vault door exploded inward, sending shards of durasteel flying. Figures in dark, familiar armor poured into the vault. It was Commander Valerius, alive and even more menacing. His visor was now opaque, hiding his face, and his energy blade hummed with a renewed deadly energy. "Captain Vance," Valerius's synthesized voice boomed through the chaos, "I knew you would be drawn to this fragment. Your predictability is your downfall." The Cut-Hair security droids, caught off guard, immediately engaged the Shadowkeepers, their heavy energy weapons barking. The vault descended into a brutal firefight. Valerius and his keepers, however, moved with a terrifying efficiency, cutting down the droids with their advanced weapons and corrupted Libertonian tech. "He anticipated our move," Alara gasped. Clutching the Veritas fragment, "He let us do his dirty work." "Smart bastard," Rex snarled, drawing his plasma pistol. He pushed Alara behind a large display case. "We need to get out of here now." But Valerius was already advancing, his eyes fixed on Rex and the fragment in Alara's hand. He was here for one purpose: to destroy the Veritas protocol. Just as Valerius raised his energy blade, a new element entered the fray. From another section of the vault, a group of figures emerged, sleek and deadly. They wore crimson-red cloaks and carried specialized energy whips that crackled with raw power. These were the Crimson Daggers, a notorious guild of independent mercenaries and information brokers, fiercely protective of their turf and their lucrative contracts. They were rivals of the Cut-Hair Corporation, but also opportunists who valued rare artifacts and intelligence above all else. "This is Cut-Hair territory, Shadowkeepers," a female voice, sharp and commanding, echoed through the vault. She was the leader of the Crimson Daggers, a lithe, agile alien with glowing red eyes. "Your interference is not tolerated." The Crimson Daggers engaged the Shadowkeepers. Their energy whips cracked and snapped, deflecting energy bolts and lashing out at the Keepers' armor. They were fewer in number, but their movements were fluid, precise, and their tactics were designed for infiltration and quick strikes. The vault turned into a three-way battle: Cut-Hair droids against Keepers, Keepers against Daggers, and Rex and Alara just trying to survive. "An unexpected alliance," Alara shouted over the din. "More like mutual enemies," Rex yelled back, firing his plasma pistol at a Keeper who was trying to flank them. "This is our chance. We need to find a way out." Rex noticed a service hatch, mostly hidden behind a toppled display case, that led to the station's lower levels. It was a risky path, likely leading to maintenance tunnels or waste disposal, but it was their only hope. "Alara, the service hatch, can you open it?" Rex yelled, pointing. Alara nodded, quickly rushing towards it while Rex kept the Shadowkeepers at bay. The Crimson Daggers, meanwhile, were putting up a fierce fight, their energy whips proving surprisingly effective against the Keepers' shields. "Almost there," Alara cried, frantically working on the hatch's ancient locking mechanism. Valerius, seemingly unfazed by the chaos, spotted their move. He broke away from his engagement with the Crimson Daggers and charged directly towards Rex and Alara, his energy blade humming with deadly intent. "The fragment is mine, Captain," Valerius snarled, leaping over debris. Rex braced himself. He couldn't fight Valerius and protect Alara at the same time. He had to create a distraction. He saw a pile of volatile Khater energy cells, used for powering the vault's defenses. "Alara, when that hatch opens, run!" Rex roared. Then with a desperate shove, he knocked over the pile of energy cells, sending them rolling towards Valerius. Valerius, forced to evade the rolling cells, momentarily lost his momentum. Rex seized the opportunity, firing a precise plasma bolt at the pile. The cells exploded with a thunderous roar, sending Valerius flying backward, his shields flaring violently. "Go, Alara!" Rex yelled, already on the move. The service hatch hissed open. Alara scrambled through, holding the Veritas fragment tightly. Rex dove in right after her, just as Valerius, shaken but alive, recovered and fired an energy blast that scorched the wall where Rex had been moments before. They fell into the cramped, dark maintenance tunnels beneath the vault, the sounds of the battle above slowly fading into the muffled hum of the station. The air was thick with the smell of dust and ozone. "You really enjoy blowing things up, don't you, Captain?" Alara quipped, her voice shaky but tinged with amusement. "Only when it gets us out of a tight spot," Rex replied, his heart pounding. "We got the fragment, and we learned something important about the Shadow Keepers." They made their way through the labyrinthine tunnels, navigating by Alara's internal map of the station's lower levels. They knew the Shadow Keepers would be relentless, scouring the station for them, but these tunnels were their best bet for a temporary escape. After what felt like an eternity, they emerged into a deserted cargo bay, far from the main docking areas. It was dimly lit, filled with crates and discarded machinery. "Now what?" Alara asked. "We don't have the Truth Seeker here. The main docks will be crawling with Council and Khater security, probably even Shadow Keepers now." Rex scanned the cargo bay. His eyes landed on a large, heavily modified cargo freighter, sitting idle in a corner. It was old, beat up, but looked powerful. Its identification numbers were obscured, and its external comms were clearly offline. It was a smuggler's ship, discreet and probably highly illegal. "We're not going to take a Council ship this time," Rex said, a grin spreading across his face. "We're going to borrow something with a bit more character." Alara looked at the dilapidated freighter, then back at Rex. "You're serious, aren't you?" "Never been more serious, Alara," Rex replied, already moving towards the ship. "We're going to need something that can handle the long haul, something that can disappear into the deepest, darkest corners of the galaxy, and something that looks like it's seen a few rough patches, just like us." The fight for truth was escalating. They had survived a high-security vault, faced Commander Valerius again, and inadvertently formed a temporary truce with a guild of ruthless mercenaries. Now, they were about to steal a smuggler's ship and disappear into the uncharted depths of space, one step ahead of the relentless Shadow Keepers. Their journey was far from over,